Okay, so we've cut our pieces now. We've got two skirt pieces. We've got the front waistband, we've got a back waistband, we've got the elastic, and we've got this interfacing. This interfacing has got a shiny side and a non-shiny side. The shiny side, we'll just put it onto our front waistband this way, right in the middle, and iron it there. Now after you have ironed on your interfacing, now the right sides together for the back of the waistband and the front of the waistband. With the right sides together, both your waistbands, you can notice the front is much shorter than the back. So once you've done that, then you need to pin the skirt pieces as well, both sides, and then we're going to sew along the seam line here and then finish off these edges. So once you have sewn your tubes, I've just used a black color here so you can see. So this is finished off with a zigzag stitch. You can use a serger if you have one. And then now you need to mark the center and the quarter points. Now the way I do it is just fold this in half and hold it like this. And then you have your mark a center point, mark a quarter point here. And you need to do the same thing for your skirt piece as well. Now I marked the center and the quarter points here. This is going to be the top of the skirt, which is going to get attached to the waistband. No, any can be a top or a front, because top or the bottom, because there's no top or bottom at this point in time. I've just marked it on here. After this, we're going to have gathering stitches done on one side. The front is going to be pleated and the back is going to be gathered and elasticized. So we're going to run 2 rows of gathering stitches, one above the seam line and one below the seam line. Okay, now is the interesting part. Now we've put 2 rows of gathering stitches, one above seam line and one below seam line on the back of the skirt. Now this and this have to be worn together. We need to align the longer part of the waistband with the gathered part of the skirt. Now the way I do it is just wear it inside. And I'm just going to align it at the seams. Once you have pinned both these sides, now turn the skirt over on the other side. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull, for the front of the skirt, we're just going to pin the center point here. And then we're going to mark 3 pleats, just roughly. I don't know. It can be exact or take some maths if you want to, but I'm just gonna do it roughly. 1, 2, then 3. Do the same thing on the other side of the skirt. Okay, once you've pinned them, so you've got 3 pleats going on this side and the 3 pleats going on this side. We've pinned them together here. Now we'll move to the back of the skirt. So with the long threads here, just take them, pull, and then gather, pull, gather, pull, gather. Just roughly gather. It doesn't have to be exact. We'll make it exact later. Just roughly pull and then gather. Okay, once we've pinned the front of the skirt, now with the back of the skirt, after we've gathered it here, we're going to pin the center and the quarter points that we had marked. Now after you've done that, you can see that it's more gathered than was required, so we're just going to ease that out. Yeah, that's it. And then once that is done, you can see that it's gathered. It's not gathered here, it's gathered here. So just take a pin and then even it out like that. sew along the seam line here, all around the skirt. So when you're sewing, make sure that the skirt piece is perpendicular, so it may want to go in angles this way or that way, so make sure that every gathering is perpendicular to the stitching line. So once you have sewn all along, now you need to remove your gathering stitches and just trim it along at the top here. Now once you've done that, once you've trimmed it, now at the back of the skirt where it's gathered here, now we need to fold it like that and start pinning it so that this is at least 0.3 to 0.4 centimeter more than the elastic. Now we need to pin it such that it just about covers this sewing line here. Just sew at the back of the skirt, only at the back of the skirt. Now we need to sew at the right at the edge of the waistband, only at the back again. You can notice here the front of the waistband is still not done, only the back of the waistband is now sewed under. Now take your elastic, put the pin and insert it from the front of your skirt. Now insert the elastic at the back of the skirt till you've got just 1 centimeter here, just peeping out. Close it here, pin it here and sew it vertically this way. After you reach the end here, just pivot it. Do this at least 2 or 3 times. So once you have sewn on both the sides, the elastic on both the sides, remove the pin and then finish off the front of the skirt just like we did on the back. Fold it, pin it along this seam line here and then sew it this way. Now coming to the best part. Now again the back of the skirt where you've inserted your elastic. Now put your needle right in the middle of this waistband and start to sew by pulling the elastic towards you. Okay, now we're almost near the end really. Looks like a skirt now, doesn't it? Just the hem that is left. Now what we need to do is pin all around. You can iron it here as well, but this fabric doesn't need that much ironing, so just pin all around 1 centimeter in. Now once you've done all around, then turn it over 2 centimeters and then pin again, and then you need to sew it at this line. While you are sewing, make sure that the seams are flattened out so that they're not on one side, just flattened out.